I'm not kidding. This channel is insane. Like, so you will know this is for you. This is your sign and confirmation. If you ask the universe for a sign about the person that you are with, if this is your divine counterpart or not, what you're meant to be together, what this is meant to mean for you, this is your divine counterpart. This is somebody whose presence will genuinely change your life because your presence is changing your life. This energy is activating you in such a way where you are inspired to show up for yourself, to care for yourself, where they become inspired to show up for you, to care for you. The way that this person honors you, the way that this person is coming in to protect you and support you, I'm not kidding. You could express your wildest dreams to this person and they will be like, I got you, babe. Fucking send it. Go for it. Like, I believe in you. I'm witnessing you. I see who you are. This person is going to understand you on such a different level. You are going to feel held and seen and supported in a way that you never have by anybody else in your entire life, because you have broken through. You have broken free from your masculine wounding, and you are finally ready to experience what it actually is to be protected, provided for, and supported by a divine masculine energy. And this person is it. They are carrying you through this next season of your life, but because you are finally allowing yourself to be, you are finally seeking trust and safety within yourself. You are finally coming to know the most confident and vibrant and happy and joyful version of yourself. And not because you're happy and put together all of the time, but because you're finally allowing yourself to experience and express all of your emotions and not feel as if you need to grip or attach to any of them, but rather just be free in your expression of yourself. And this person is falling in love with you every step of the way, because that is how powerful your love is. I just channeled an entire in-depth angel, oracle, and tarot reading that, oh my God, just blows my mind with how much energy this person's bringing in, how activated you are going to become, the events that are going to unfold between the both of you, who you are meant to become in this connection. Life-changing. If you would like to dive in deeper, if you feel called to dive in deeper to this reading, to really gain a deeper understanding of what's happening and maybe even explore some resources to help guide you into that confidence and secure attachment within this connection, comment Angel Tarot and I will send you the link that gives you access to this reading as well as everything else the Society has to offer. My readings are only available inside the Angel Archetype Society. Okay, let's talk about this because there's a very strong channel coming through. This is specifically for you if you are somebody who is really desiring of opening your heart to experiencing love in a new way, like in a way that doesn't drain you, in a way that doesn't take from you, in a way that doesn't abandon you. And it feels as if you're being presented this opportunity, but there's this, it's as if you're excited. There's this part of you that's very excited. And then there's this part of you that's very scared and uncertain about how this connection is moving and if this person is worthy of your trust. So we're going to dive into this a little bit because I feel like there's going to be a mutual understanding that the both of you come to of like where you are in your own individual journeys, what you desire to experience with one another. And I really am hearing the words trust and peace come to mind. Okay, that's actually insane. I'm getting crazy chills. Oh my God. Wow. Okay, we have the Brothers of the Rose, a sacred masculine. Like, this masculine energy is sacred. They are here to honor you, to protect you, to support you. That's insane. That's insane. Oh my God. Like, this is a divine masculine. This is somebody that you can trust, that will show you that you can trust them, that will show you that you are safe. And here you are going through all of these changes, like you're entering a new cycle of your life. You are growing so much beyond who you used to be in this world. Like, I have crazy body chills. And the reunion, oh my God, soul recognition, collaboration, partnership, friendship. You are about to experience this love based on friendship. You are about to experience what true partnership is. You are about to experience what it truly feels like to like merge souls with somebody. Like, oh my God. I've never felt the divine masculine energy and the union of this connection so strongly. And I've done thousands of channels before. I've never felt it so present. Like right now, the connection that you are experiencing right now, this is your confirmation that this is your divine masculine. So if you resonate with this message, I am going to dive in deeper, do a full in-depth angel tarot and oracle reading, and really discover more about what is happening here and what this person is bringing to the table, what's happening for you, and the events that are going to unfold for you both. So if you are interested in this reading, comment angel tarot and I will send you the link with all of the details. Dear soul, before you leave, don't let this moment become just another video you watched. If these words stirred something deep inside your heart, receive them as a reminder that heaven still sees you, still knows your name, and is still writing your story. Right now, declare this with faith. I am chosen. I am deeply loved. I am not forgotten. God's hand is upon my life. My breakthrough is coming, and his promises over me will never fail. Say it again, slowly. Believe every word. Let this declaration sink into your heart until it becomes stronger than every fear, every disappointment, and every lie you've ever believed about yourself. Carry these words with you today, tomorrow, and in every season ahead, knowing that God's timing is always perfect, even when the waiting feels long. If this message touched your soul, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone you love. There is someone out there who is silently crying, losing hope, or wondering if God has forgotten them. Your share could be the very answer to the prayer they've been whispering in secret. Sometimes one message sent at the right moment can change a life forever. And if the Lord has placed it on your heart to help us continue sharing these faith-filled and prophetic messages with people around the world, you can support this ministry through a super thanks. Whether your gift is $5, $10, $20, or whatever God leads you to give, every offering helps us reach more hearts with his love, his hope, and his truth. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you for standing with us. We are praying that God blesses you beyond anything you could ask or imagine, opens doors no one can shut, restores everything you've lost, and pours out his favor over your life in his perfect timing. Together, we are more than a community. We've our family of faith, united by God's love, strengthened by his promises, and committed to bringing light into a world that desperately needs hope. The wealth that is coming is simply who you have always been, finally arriving. There is a version of financial freedom that most people have felt only in brief, fleeting moments. Not the version that lives in spreadsheets and savings goals and the responsible, measured accumulation of resources over decades. something more elemental than that. The version that shows up in a daydream when you're sitting at a desk doing work that doesn't fully fit you. That sudden, clear, almost physical sense of what it would feel like to simply not have to worry about money anymore. To open your banking app without bracing yourself. To say yes to something without doing the mental arithmetic first. To book the flight because you want to go, not because the timing and the price and the balance finally align in the narrow window where it barely makes sense. That feeling is not fantasy. That is information. It is your deeper self recognizing something about its own future that your current circumstances have not yet confirmed. And the distance between where you are and where that feeling points is not as large as it looks from where you're standing now. It is closing rapidly, with a momentum that has been building for longer than you realize. What kind of person receives this? Before we talk about the wealth itself, we need to talk about you. Because this is not the kind of abundance that arrives randomly or indiscriminately. This is the kind that is specifically, deliberately calibrated to land with a particular kind of person. The kind who has been generous when generosity cost them something. Who has given time and energy and care without keeping a ledger, not because they were naive, but because that is genuinely how they are built. The kind who has struggled financially at various points without letting that struggle make them bitter or closed or greedy. Who has watched others succeed and found it in themselves to feel genuinely glad for those people, even while privately wondering when their own turn would come. The kind who, despite everything, remained fundamentally good. That is you. And that character, that particular combination of genuine kindness, grounded humility, and unguarded generosity is not incidental to the wealth that is coming. It is the precise reason it is coming. Because wealth sustained over time, wealth that grows and replenishes and multiplies and extends into the lives of people you love, that kind of abundance requires a particular kind of container. It requires a person who will not be destroyed by it, who will not become someone unrecognizable the moment the financial pressure lifts. You are that container. You have been being shaped into it for longer than you know. The tap that does not turn off. Let me offer you an image. Not a dramatic one, a quiet one. Because the truest forms of abundance are not dramatic. They are steady. Imagine a tap. A kitchen tap or a garden tap or whatever specific version lives most vividly in your imagination. Now imagine that tap turned on, a consistent, clear, reliable flow, not a flood. not the kind of pressure that overwhelms everything downstream. Just a flow, continuous, present. Reliable in the way that only things that have been running for a long time become reliable, where you stop watching it because you trust it will be there every time you return. And that is the image that captures the financial future being built for you, not the dramatic windfall, not the overnight transformation that makes headlines. The steady, replenishing, self-sustaining flow of abundance that simply does not stop. Where money spent returns, where resources shared multiply rather than deplete. Where the relationship with money shifts permanently, fundamentally, from something you manage anxiously to something that moves through your life with the ease of water, through a system that was designed to carry it. The anxiety about money that has lived in your chest, sometimes quietly, sometimes loudly, is going to leave. And the space it occupied is going to fill with something else entirely. Peace. The specific, quiet, extraordinarily ordinary peace of someone for whom the financial question has simply been answered. The dreams you stopped saying out loud. Here is where the stories becomes personal in a way that might catch you off guard at some point, and you know the specific contour of this, even if you can't pinpoint the exact moment you stop telling people your real dreams. Not all of them, just the big ones. The ones that felt too large, too ambitious, too presumptuous, given your current reality. The ones that, if spoken aloud to the wrong person, would be met with the particular deflating kindness of someone saying, "Oh, that's nice," in a tone that clearly means, "But you should probably be realistic." So you learn to carry them privately. The country you want to spend a month in. The business idea you've been refining in the back of your mind for longer than you've been openly working on it. The home you have a detailed internal image of, even though nothing about your current finances suggests it is imminent. The version of your life where you wake up and the day is genuinely entirely yours, where you move through it according to your own preferences and timing rather than the requirements of financial necessity. You stopped saying these things out loud, not because you stopped believing them, but because repeating them into silence then became more painful than simply holding them quietly. Hold them a little longer, but not much longer, because the reading is clear. The specific, vivid, almost embarrassingly detailed reading of what is coming for you, and it says all of it. Not a compromised version, not a slightly scaled down, practically achievable approximation. The real thing. The full version of what you imagined on your best days and quietly returned when you needed return to, when you needed to remember that life could be more than what it currently is. The deep realization here is the insight that this entire story has been moving toward, and it is not the one you might expect. The wealth that is coming to you is not a reward. It is not the universe finally belatedly deciding that you have suffered enough and deserve a consolation prize. It is not payment for patience or compensation for difficulty or the overdue arrival of something you earned through the right combination of hard work and positive thinking. It is simply who you have always been arriving in the material world. That is the realization. That the abundance, the financial freedom, the ease, the capacity to give and travel and build and live fully was never something external that needed to be attracted or achieved or manifested through the correct spiritual practice. It was always an accurate reflection of your actual nature. The kindness, the generosity, the genuine and unperformed goodness that you carry through the world without requiring acknowledgement. These are not qualities that will eventually be rewarded with wealth. They are wealth in its truest, most fundamental form. And the financial version is simply the material world catching up to what has always been true about you. What your presence does to the world around you. Here is something that might feel strange to hear, but that is worth sitting with slowly. People who spend time in your orbit do better. Not because you give them money or advice or the right connections, though you may do all of those things over time, but because something in the quality of your presence elevates the frequency of the space you occupy. Your optimism is not naive. It is contagious in the specific way that genuine earned optimism is contagious. Your generosity creates an atmosphere in which generosity becomes more natural for everyone nearby. Your luck and you are genuinely, specifically lucky in a way that is real and observable rather than merely wished for, extends outward from you like warmth from a fire. The people who choose to remain close to you, who invest in the relationship, who show up honestly and consistently, they benefit from that proximity in ways that go beyond what they can logically account for. Opportunities find them more easily. Things fall into place with less friction. The quality of their daily experience subtly but measurably improves. This is not mystical. It is the entirely real and documentable effect of spending time with someone whose fundamental orientation toward life is one of openness, generosity, and genuine belief in good things. You are that person. And as your financial circumstances transform and your presence in the world expands, the radius of that effect is going to grow significantly. The freedom that looks like ordinary Tuesdays, the freedom that is coming is not going to look like what freedom looks like in movies. It is not going to be constant drama and luxury and peak experiences strung together in an unbroken chain of highlight moments. It is going to look much quieter than that, much more ordinary, and much more found because of it. It is going to look like waking up on a random Tuesday and deciding genuinely and without stress or calculation that you want to be somewhere else by Thursday. And then being there by Thursday. Not because you planned it months in advance and saved meticulously and arranged everything just so, but because you wanted to go and the resources to go were simply present. It is going to look like the absence of the mental arithmetic that currently runs in the background of so many decisions. And the constant invisible calculation of, can I actually afford this? And if I do this, what does it mean for that? And is this worth the anxiety that comes with it? That calculation is going to go quiet. And the silence it leaves behind is going to feel, in the early days of it, almost surreal. Like a noise you've lived with so long that its absence is disorienting until you realize, oh, this is what it feels like to not carry that anymore. And I want you to truly picture this. You are going to be the reason your family stops worrying about money. Not just yourself, your family. The people who watched you struggle, who worried about you quietly, who wished they could do more, they are going to be on the receiving end of what you've become. That is not a small thing. That is one of the most profound experiences available to a human being, to become the answer to someone else's silent prayer. Wealth that doesn't change who you are. Here is the part that matters most, and perhaps the part that is hardest to believe, Eve. You are not going to become someone else when this arrives. The financial transformation that is coming is not going to take the person you currently are and replace them with someone harder, colder, more guarded, or less connected to what actually matters. Because the person you currently are is not someone who is suppressed by lack and waiting to be liberated into excess. You are someone whose character exists independently of your circumstances and will simply continue to exist as those circumstances change. The generosity that has defined you in seasons of scarcity will still be there in seasons of abundance. The humility that keeps you grounded will still be there when the numbers in your account have grown beyond what you once thought possible. The kindness, the fundamental, unperformed, structurally embedded kindness that runs through everything you do will still be there, and people will see this.
They will watch someone come into significant wealth and remain recognizably, unmistakably, the same person they always were. And instead of envy, they will feel something more like relief. Something like, thank goodness it happened to them. Because when good things happen to genuinely good people, it restores something in the people who witness it. It makes the world feel less random, less indifferent, less like a place where goodness goes unrewarded indefinitely. You are going to restore something in people simply by becoming what you are becoming. The flow is already beginning. The abundance is not waiting for some distant future trigger to activate. It is already in motion, already moving toward you with the quiet, unstoppable momentum of water finding its level, not forced, not rushed, but inevitable. Following the natural gradient of a universe that is, despite all evidence, sometimes to the contrary, fundamentally oriented toward giving good people what they deserve. The work you are doing, whatever form it takes, is growing in ways you may not yet be able to fully see. The seeds you have planted in your relationships, in your creative efforts, in the quiet, consistent investments of energy and intention you've made without knowing exactly where they were leading, are breaking through the surface now, and the tap is turning on steadily, reliably, with the particular quality of something that has been building pressure for a long time, finally finding its outlet and flowing and flowing and showing no sign of stopping. This is your financial future, not a version of it. The real, full, clear, running, abundantly generous version. Receive it. You have been the kind of person who deserves it your entire life.